monster was quickly approaching. The sailors hurried to carry out the order. The knight frowned and noted that it was too late. Lloyd turned around and ordered him to cut the anchor. The swordsman nodded and, pushing off, jumped into the water. The hero threw Peepodong up. The hamster ate a seed on the fly and grabbed the statue with his big one. Xavier swam up to the anchor and swung. Using explosive power, the guy cut the steel rings. At that moment, Peepodong gnawed through the rope and the ship staggered. The knight cut the second anchor, then another. The guy turned around and saw the monster. The swordsman frowned and clenched his teeth, realizing that the enemy was very fast. The ships hurried to sail away from the statue. Giga emerged from the water and screams were heard. The ship tilted and the protagonist was thrown up. Peepodong shuddered and the monster fell on the statue. Using explosive technology, Xavier jumped out of the water and caught the master. The statue itself flew towards the city and fell to the ground. The townspeople barely managed to dodge it, and the debris continued to fall on the city. One of them hit a building. People were splashing in the water and screaming. Lloyd frowned and cursed that they couldn't save everyone. He frowned and called Hippo. The young man sent the animal and ordered it to use the one-strike skill. The people began to be sucked into the creature by a funnel. The Mega Titan reached the city and began to destroy it. Xavier turned around in alarm and shouted that they had to stop it. At that moment, the young man was floating away on an overturned table. The knight frowned and exclaimed that the monster was on the other side. Lloyd sweated and shouted for the swordsman to jump quickly. He added that the guy was completely out of his mind if he wanted to fight this monster. Xavier's face distorted with horror and anger. The Count commanded the panicking sailors and ordered to quickly rescue people from the cold water, and Hippo at that moment unloaded the rescued onto the deck. The nobles screamed and called for help, while the monster was already walking through the streets of the city. The inhabitants ran away in horror. The hero looked at the knight and ordered him to return immediately. The interlocutor frowned and asked if the Lord would really leave the people in trouble. The young man frowned and replied that they had come to earn money, not to fight monsters and maintain peace. He added